Hey guys, Nina here, and I'm here to read Chapter 6 of the Ben fanfiction. So let's get started. Chapter 6, Violet's Point of View. I opened my eyes slowly as I saw the bright light hit my face. I instantly closed them again and groaned. When I remembered that what happened last night, I quickly shot up, almost too quick. I hid my head and mumbled, wounded in my breath. What's with these headaches? I walked over to my mirror and fixed myself up. I put on some red jeans and a black tank top that was ripped on the back. I took my iPod and put it in my black Vans and headed out the door, walking to my favorite place in the whole world, that old park. As I approached it, I breathed in the cold air and walked up to that old oak tree. I heard voices from me and my mother laughing, and I smiled inside. I started climbing up the tree when I heard noises. They were faint noises that seemed turning into loud screaming. It sounded like two women all asking for help and screaming for their lives. I crouched down into the leaves, trying to hide the best I could to listen when what was happening. The screams soon died down, and I started to worry. I was about to climb down the tree when I saw two guys walk by. They weren't some normal guys you see here and there. They were like me, I guess you could say, different. One had an orange jacket with a white mask. I could see his brown shaggy hair on top of his head. I saw him approach the other guy. He had a black hoodie and a blue mask with holes where his eyes were supposed to be. The holes that looked like black goo coming out of them. I crouched down slowly and quickly turned to hide and listen to their conversation. I saw the blue masked one punch the guy with the white mask in the arm. What the hell, Masky? You don't even let me eat? Masky, I thought to myself. Masky rubbed his arm inside. Cinnamon said to be quick. We don't have time for you to get snack around. Jack? He said, Jack, I thought to myself again. Jack sighed and kept walking. They started getting closer to the tree. I saw one called Jeff trip on a root. Fuck, he said, drifting himself up. I giggled a loud giggle at this, and they both froze, my eyes wide. Shit, 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 shit. I faced the other direction, hoping they wouldn't see me. I looked back. They were gone. Just great, I thought. Suddenly, I felt a hand on my mouth. I swung around my knife and swung out with my knife and stabbed whoever grabbed me. I backed away and noticed I stabbed the one called Masky in the chest. He looked pissed and tackled me while Jack held me down. They were about to kill me when my eyes started to bleed again. Suddenly, it didn't burn this time. I just felt weird, more powerful. I knocked both of them off me and jumped out of the tree, making a run for it. I turned around to see both of them right behind me. Shit, 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 I screamed out loud. I didn't stop running until my legs gave out and I tripped on my face. I looked up, holding my face and blood still forming in my red eyes. They were standing right in front of me. I tried not to scream when they reached out to me, but it happened. I screamed, the ear-piercing scream that made my lungs feel like they were going to burn. I put my hand out trying to get them away from me, but something weird happened. A lightning-like force came out of my hand, shocking both of them. I stared at my hand in shock. I saw that they aren't moving. I saw this as I changed to run when one of them grabbed my foot. I tripped to break off, but he was strong. "Stay, you little," Jeff started. I cut him off by saying, "Who the fuck are you people? What do you want from me? First Ben, now you guys." He lost his grip and said, "Ben? As in Ben drowned?" I nodded slowly. Muskie soon got up and asked Jeff what was going on. "Wait, those eyes," Muskie mumbled as he looked over into my eyes. I backed away a little bit and said, "What do you mean?" Him and Jack looked at each other and back at me. "Violet?" They both said. My eyes ran. "How do you know my name?" I asked, freaking out. "You're Samantha's daughter, aren't you?" Jack said. Okay, now I was completely freaking out. Wait, I'm confused. Who are you guys? They both got up and told me their names. Masky and Hoodie. Cool names, I said. They said thanks and helped me up. Now this is when the weird stuff happened. They told me about my mom and who I was. They told me my mom was a creepypasta. I didn't believe it for 1 second. Who did these people think they were? They told me I was half creepypasta and half human. That I had powers. I wasn't able to use just yet. They told me my mom was 16. She ran away from the creepypasta mansion and fell in love with a mortal, my father. She found out she was pregnant with me at the age of 16. Little did she know she was getting sicker and sicker as the time flew by. I didn't really show, but she knew she only had a couple years left to live. Then a creepypasta mate with humans. They take up a type of virus that slowly enters them into humans or slowly turns them into humans or kills them. I guess my mom was so in love with me, she risked her life to have me. Masky and Hoodie said they had known my mom for a long time. They found my mom on the street when she was no older than 5, feeding off of whatever she had found, and would get sick easily from eating discarded animals, so they took her in and cared for her. Slenderman wouldn't let her go into the outside world for the sake of her safety, but one day she had enough and snuck out. The creepypastas didn't know her whereabouts until I was born. They soon discovered she died years later, and and grieved over her death. They told me she was like a sister to the guys, that she was like a daughter to Slenderman and a mother to another little girl named Sally. They said Sally took it the roughest. I know how she felt. Besides, she's only 8. After they finished, telling me everything. I sat there, shocked. My face burned to my hands while Jack was stroking my hair and Masky was patting my back. So what now? I said, looking up. They both looked at each other and said, Slendy. I stayed silent. They both handed out their hands and I took them and got up. We have to take you back to the mansion, Masky said. I tripped out, but I just nodded. Anywhere but here, I thought to myself, soon finding myself running in the woods with them. I felt that feeling come back as I ran, and blood flowed down my eyes. I started running faster and faster, and then even run before I heard Jack and Masky laugh from behind me. Mother like daughter, they yelled. I smacked him again, running faster. Hey, wait up, I smiled and ran ahead. I found myself in front of this huge mansion. I stared at it awkwardly, looking at every detail. I walked up to the door, about to knock when I saw Hoodie and Masky behind me. Bitch, they yelled. I laughed and said, hey, it's not my fault you can't keep up. They chuckled and said, whatever. We walked into the huge mansion to see a bunch of creepy pastas in the living room. I noticed a familiar person sitting in front of the TV playing Call of Duty, and my eyes widened. Then, that is chapter 6, so I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, bye guys.